Hari Om friends. People in North India must have heard of Sonali Phogat. So when 2 days back I heard of her death, eventually I thought that it was some wrestler, but then I remembered that she was a famous TikTok sensation who had in 2019 stood as a member of parliament from Haryana, and she tragically passed away at the age of 42 by a cardiac arrest as per the initial reports. Now I was surprised because here was a upwardly mobile woman who was very ambitious. She seemed very ambitious, from nobody, from just a normal housewife, she became a TikTok sensation. BJP gave her a ticket from the Jharkhand of Haryana, but she lost that election, and then she acted in a couple of movies, and tragically she passed away so soon. So seems like a flash of pan relation with success or fame, and I wanted to see her chart. So I have determined her birth details myself, but rest, her birthday and place of birth is what is publicly available. So she was born on 21st of September 1979 at 1400 hours. Time has been determined by me in Fatehbad district of Haryana. She is an ascendant Sagittarius, so leadership skills, a born leader. Third house has Ketu, so basically yes, she has siblings. The presence of a younger sibling is seen, but the relations would be at best lukewarm. Now let's see where the trouble in a chart starts. You'd see that after her 8th house, directly the next planet is after her 3rd house, the next planet is directly the 8th house, and that is Mars in debilitation. This is a cause of serious concern. This makes her Mangalik or have Mangal dosh. And also all houses, that is 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and then 8th being the one populated with Mars in debilitation means a tough married life. And we know that she had, her husband had expired 4 years prior to her, and now after 4 years she has also expired, and she was divorced from her husband. So it has been a tragic married life for her, and I would cover that as we move forward. Her 9th house has it's power packed actually. It has Rahu, Jupiter and Sun in enemy position. Now the thing to note is that okay, there is name, fame, professionally she would do something. She would make a good name for herself. There is a presence of a child also. We know that she has a daughter. Saturn is enemy position. That means that she would have to struggle a lot in her career, which she did. Becoming a TikTok star is not easy, but she did, and I'll tell you why. And Rahu placed there in the 9th house after her 3rd house Ketu, her 9th house having Rahu, Jupiter and Saturn, and the 8th house being the only house having a planet between her 3rd and 9th house gives her mild Kal Sarp dosh. Now what this does is, this puts a cloud over her Mars, 8th house debilitated Mars, which by itself is not good. Hence health issues, underlying health issues, stress related health issues, she would not be able to tackle them. And as we move forward, I'll explain you that such people can get prone to substance abuse or abuse of medication to cope with the stress in their life. So her 9th house would though ensure that she does something in her career. Now we come to her 10th house. Her 10th house is also very interesting because it has moon well placed, sun well placed, Mercury well placed. That means she comes from a very good family, wealth, landed property, and she herself would earn a lot. But the thing that is spoiling the party here big time is that Venus is debilitated in the 10th house. So it spoils the quality of the Sun, Moon and Mercury. That means that there is no happiness from the opposite sex. In fact, there is despair, there is destruction from the opposite sex. And it would be related to money. Right now, she was going through her auspicious Jupiter Mahadasha till August 33, and presently she was having her Jupiter Saturn Antardasha till April 22, and then presently the Antardasha in which she passed away, it was a good time actually for her. Jupiter Mercury. Jupiter placed in her 9th house, well placed, and Mercury placed in her 10th house. But never forget, 10th house has debilitated Venus. Hence, there is trouble to her emotionally, intellectually, and even her living standards would be adversely impacted by the opposite sex. That means her marriage, her relationships, and Mars being debilitated and she having Kalsar dosh means that she could resort to substance abuse or medicines to calm the stress in her life, because Saturn is also enemy positioned in the 9th house. Now, in simple parlance, let me explain you what this means. This means to me is that this does not seem to be a simple case of cardiac arrest. There is a male element present here, because it is related to money. Somehow money is involved. There is some discrepancy or some aggravation or some issue related to money, and a male element is involved here, and that element, that male element is directly or indirectly responsible for her death. The cardiac arrest is the heart failing. The heart can only take so much, and given her Mars debilitation in the 8th house, her system as it is cannot take so much of stress. So finally the heart gave way. That is all it means. But how did the heart come to such a condition, damaged condition? That is what her Venus in the 10th house is telling me. Debilitated Venus. Destruction by male. There was no happiness to her from the opposite sex. She should have stayed away. She should have kept her secretaries or her close confidants as females. I don't think she did, and sadly she passed away. Om Shanti, and may her young soul rest in peace. And also, this was a flash in the pan success, because with Venus in debilitation, there is no way that you can make a big name for yourself in the film industry of Bollywood. So, due to her very powerfully populated 9th and 10th houses, she made a name for herself via TikTok, and then she tried her hand in politics, but there were some malefic planets present both in her 9th and 10th houses, as well as mild Kalsar dosh and Mercury debilitation, that did not let her see success, even though she was going through a good Mahadasha right now, and that was helping her make good money. So this is the tragic story of Sonali, and may her soul rest in peace. Hari Om, Om Shanti.